Are you ready to repatriate to Ghana with ease? If so, go to JezreelResourceManagement.com and check out our repatriation packages, and we can't wait to see you there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Jezreel Talks, where we help the African diaspora repatriate to Ghana with ease. All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about things to consider when looking for a place to stay in Ghana. And so we want to offer you guys some things to consider before you make or while you're in the process of making your repatriation plans. Maybe some things that for you to think about. That will help you be beneficial to you upon your arrival here in Ghana, or prepare you while you're abroad before you land here in Ghana. And so I'm going to go ahead and let Moses kick off the conversation. And Moses will start us off with some things that you can consider when making the move to Ghana.
Okay, in terms of looking for a place to stay in Ghana, things that you should consider. For me, I will start with budgeting. Budgeting. And this is a big thing that you really have to consider. In most cases, people come with a mindset from the price range they are used to, from wherever they are coming from. And so they get here and, budget according to how they will probably budget from how they were. But this in the long term will kind of, drain you. In essence, if you don't have any constant activity that is, giving you money. And so it will hold up a chunk of your money in rent. Because note that here in Ghana, we pay rent yearly, 1 year and above, 2 years, certain places 3 years. And so you have to note that it is not like what you are used to in terms of paying it month by month and month by month. And so if you're looking at renting a place, 2 or 3 bedroom, and it's charged in dollars, and they are charging for 1 year, that is going to be 12 months at a go. And so that is basically going to hold up chunk of your money in rent. And so that is the first thing you really have to consider, and look out for places that are actually nice and good, but then at a low budget end, because you're paying for it for a year. I mean, it's going to be okay if you have something that is constantly going to be giving you money, throughout the 1 year. It's fine. But if you don't have that and you're now going to scout out that thing that is supposed to give you money every single month for you to, sustain yourself here, then I think you might want to, rethink about, your budgeting in terms of how much you want to lock up in rent for a year. Right.
All right. And so, I'm sorry. And so, Ashley, what do you think?
I agree definitely with what Moses said as far as thinking about the budget that it would take for your rent, because that is a price that's paid, per year at the very least, even 2 years, 3 years at some point. So when you're thinking about finding a place to stay here in Ghana, there are a lot of things I would say to consider, but I think I'm going to start off by saying, how accessible is the place that you are thinking about living in? If you are coming here and you do not have a vehicle, and you're going to be relying on taxis, you're going to be relying on rideshare apps like Bolt and Uber, or even catching a Trotro. Is the place that you are staying, is it accessible? Like, are you close to a main road? Are you close to a paved road? Are you close to a taxi station? Are you close to a Trotro station? Or are you far, far, far in, and if you call an Uber, they're going to be like, what? Where are you even at? I can't find you. And so that's definitely something to take into consideration when you're coming here and looking for a place to stay, especially if you don't have a car.
Right. Those are really great things to consider. And also, I want to add in, as far as accessibility is concerned, look for places that are close to markets. Right. And if you have children, you may want to look at places that are close to maybe an international school that you can enroll your children into. And so you might want to consider that as well. But one other thing that I would like to add is that uh, also look into connection with the local people here, Ghanaians, and also diasporans, right? And of course, you want to be careful with the type of people that you connect with, but connection with people while you're here is important, right? Because nobody can go on any journey by yourself, right? At some point, you're going to need someone's help, right? And so there's been times where, I've had to make a phone call, and it was someone who was locally here, based in Ghana, who was able to help and assist us in ways that a diasporan could not, right? And then in terms of connection, understanding my journey and things of that nature, a connection with diaspora would most likely understand the journey that I'm on, and I'll be able to connect in that way. And so my suggestion would be, or for you to consider those things as well. Connection with people. Don't just isolate yourself. Know that people are here, are willing to help you, right? That I've run into people that they're just, any question that you ask, they're like really quick to try to find an answer for you. You won't walk away and not have an answer. You'll be settled before you move, right? And so just know that in that way as well. All right. So
Okay, I'm going in for my second thing that I think people should really look out for when they are looking for a place to stay in Ghana. I think I would say check out your connection. I'm talking about connection in terms of internet and network, the network connection. You really have to check that. There are several places here that you rent and then you move in only to find out there is no internet connection, there is no network connectivity. And if you are that type of person that you are new and fresh here, all your family members and your friends are abroad or outside the country, you only have to talk to them via the internet. Or if you're that person who works at home, you do all this online works, you work from home, that is going to be a huge challenge for you. And so people don't really check out for that. They check out for the beauty and how neat the place is and all other factors. And then they move in only to find out that there is no network connection or internet connection in the place they are staying. And so I don't want you to be a victim. Please take note if you are coming or you are looking to rent a place to stay in Ghana.
And so, touching on what Sadie has said the last time around about accessibility, also if you are older or if you have a previous medical condition, you may want to find a space or find a place to stay that is close to medical centers or hospitals, especially ones that you may feel comfortable with going to. It's important to do our research to see what the facility looks like so that we're sure that the place that you're staying, because you're going to be staying there for like a year plus, is close, within a close vicinity of a place, a hospital, a medical center, or whatever care facility, that you're going to feel comfortable going to, if you have to go there eventually. But as outside of accessibility, I will say, are there shared utilities in the place that you are going to? And this primarily kind of applies for apartments, less so for houses. But if you are looking at renting an apartment for the longer term, when it comes to water, when it comes to electricity, are there shared bills? Does every unit, you all use, and then at the end of the month, it's all in a bill and we all split it? And is that something that you're okay with doing? Some people be like, I love shared utilities. Yeah, but if you're somebody who is more like, no, I want to be based on my own consumption, right? What I use, I want to pay for it, and that is all. And that's definitely something to take into consideration when you're thinking of a place to stay.
That's really important, because I think that's one thing that you don't really take into consideration until you get here.
Right.
And so thinking about those things and how those things do exist, and you have to really look for those specific type of places, in your search. You don't necessarily have to do it before you get here, but when you get here, just have that in mind. Oh, I don't want this type of place. I want to get something that, I can pay according to my own consumption, as Ashley said, right? And so I think that that's important. Another thing that I would add is that don't be afraid to build up a list of numbers, people that you can contact and stay in contact with. That goes to what I was talking about as far as connection with people. Take their swap phone numbers with people, right? Check up on them every now and then. Just send them a message or a text. Say hi, how are you doing? Don't wait until you need something or you find yourself in a pinch to connect with people. And so build up numbers. So if you meet someone and they know a really great place where you can get meat, and then another person knows a really great place where you can get, I don't know, household supplies and things like that. You know what I mean? Because we want to build up these lists so that we will be able to help one another. Right. So if I have a list of people that I've worked with, someone that worked on the house or someone that worked on my car or someone that, that did good work and they're trustworthy and they're accountable, we want to be able to share that information with other people. And so don't be afraid to connect with people, take people's phone numbers and really connect with them, not just for the service, but just a genuine relationship with people. Right. And so you'll find that people are more willing to help you in that regard. Like, oh man, this person really cares about what's going on with me. They check in on me. And so let me see how I can help them. Right. And so, that's one thing I would say.
All right. The next thing I would say is be more security conscious when you are scouting out for a place to live. What I say, what do I mean by be more security conscious? Of course, you might not know, what that area, entails entirely, but look out for places where if there is an emergency at night, it's going to be easy for you to access a vehicle. Where you are staying, is it close enough to a main road where you can walk to and be able to stop a car? Or if you went out late in the night and you're coming back home, is the driver going to put you at a junction where you have to now look for a motorbike or a pragya to take you home? Or is it a place where you can walk in at night to go to the next street to buy something in case of emergency? You have to really look out for that. And so it's very important. Most people don't really look out for that. I was really looking for a place to stay, and I was taken to, I won't mention the name of the area, but then I was looking at the kind of work that I do. I'm like, if I go out or travel and I'm coming and I don't drive and I'm coming home at that time, maybe 11 p.m., 12 p.m., and I get to this main junction, will I be able to get a car that will take me to my house? Or will I be able to get a motorbike that will take me to my house? If the answer is no, it means there is, a question mark over there. And another thing I will add for me, I think you also have to check, one, the accessibility or the constant supply of water, the availability of water or the constant supply of water, and also check the pressure. In most areas, I can use Accra for example. In most areas here in Accra, some places don't have a supply from the Ghana Water Company, and so you have to buy water, and then they will put it in your tank, and then you use it. But is it something that is reliable? Look into the area, ask those questions. How do they get water? Is it from the Ghana Water? And even if it's for the Ghana Water, how many times does it flow throughout the week?
Right.
Is it like twice a week and that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it ends twice a week, what are other sources that you can rely on when you need water? And so it's very, very important. These are questions you should really ask, especially the agent or maybe the landlord, to make sure you are very clarified on that before you make the move.
Oh, that's so good, Moses. And also, they also have boreholes. So some places they build homes and they also include boreholes as well to supplement Ghana water. So,
to add on to a little bit of what Moses was saying about security, it's definitely important to check the surrounding neighborhood of the place you are considering to stay, and also wherever you're considering to stay, and maybe check if they have 24/7 security within the place you're looking at. There are some places here that are gated communities, that are houses within a gated community. They have apartments that are within a gated area that have 24/7 security. And so if you are concerned about security in that aspect, where you're like, I want to be in my compound and have somebody always watching the gate. There is 24/7 security. Or if you're a person that is like, well, if I'm getting a house, just having a fenced wall with an electric fence, I think, right? That's enough for you, then that's okay too. But these are things that you can also consider when it comes to security as well. And so what I want to add is consider, does your place that you are thinking about getting, does it come with air conditioning? Does it come with hot water? Does it come with wardrobes? Now, if we're considering a place to stay long term, most likely it's going to be unfurnished. You're able to get semi-furnished, which comes with a refrigerator and a stove. However, if you're looking to be more budget conscious, or you just, want more options, you can get an unfurnished place and just buy your fridge and buy your stove. But the place, does it have air conditioning? Is that important to you? Does it have wardrobes? Is that important to you? Does it have, what else I say? Hot water. Is that important to you? And then if it is, consider the out-of-pocket cost that'll come with that.
Awesome. I think that's so important because a lot of people don't consider that. When we say unfurnished in the States, right? Because me and Ashley, we're from the States. When we say unfurnished, it just means it doesn't have any living room furniture, dining room furniture, stuff like that. But here, when you say unfurnished, that means it doesn't have a refrigerator, there's no stove, there's no appliances, as well as no furniture, right? And so it's important to understand that aspect of it also. And another thing that I want to add on to what Ashley was saying, she was saying to purchase those things, like you have the option, if you see a place that's unfurnished and you really like it, that you can purchase those things, like the stove, the wardrobe, the refrigerator. But when you purchase them, they're yours. So when you leave, you take them with you, and then you can take them to your next location, and things of that nature. And so it's not like, you buy them and then, you don't have any use for them after that. Right. And so you may take them into your next location. So I think that's important to note. One more thing that I wanted to add, or another thing I should say I wanted to add, is consider your mindset when you're relocating to Ghana. I know in the States or in the West, we're used to a instantaneous type of interaction, and we want things fast, and we want things to be easily accessible. And so I just want to say, just make sure that we're considering change, right? We're moving from one system into another system, right? And know that there's a purpose and a reason that you're moving, right? We're not just moving just because. There's a reason behind it. Either you're not satisfied in the environment that you're living in. Either the Most High has called you to come out of that environment and into Ghana, or however it is that you're making the move. Remember that there's a reason behind it, right? And so consider your mindset when you're moving. Be adaptable and have change in mind, and consider the people that are here, and don't think that just because they don't operate the way that you're used to, that something is wrong with them, right? So you're coming into someone's house, and when you invite someone into your house, you expect that they treat you with respect. Right. And so nobody comes into someone's house and wrecks their house. Right. And so you pay homage to the person's house that they've graciously allowed you to enter into. Right. And so that's what I wanted to say. You just check our mindset. Make sure we're operating in the spirit of love, considering other people, considering that there's a different culture that you're entering into. And and just be able to flow in that way.
Yeah, for me, I think with all that, what I will add is make sure you pray to the Most High for direction. And so in most cases, you might think, oh, this is just a common thing, and I know I can figure it all by myself. But you'll be shocked that the Most High will actually make you settle at a place that He wants you to settle, because that is where He has put in things in place to make sure you're going to be comfortable. So that's going to be my last submission.
Yeah, I was going to say something along the same lines as what Moses said, but he didn't took the words out of my mouth. And so, the Most High has a certain place for you. If the Most High is calling you here to Ghana, or if He's calling you wherever He's calling you to go, some people are given a specific place, right, that only you know. And so definitely take into consideration what the Most High has put in your heart and your spirit to do, where He has put in your spirit to settle at, because only in that atmosphere, you know, has the Most High prepared a place for you. And so, yeah, that's what I'll say.
All right. And so, guys, that's all that we have for today. Remember to stay connected to the Most High, right? Make sure you pack your faith, pack your belief, and pack your trust in the Most High, right? Because you're going to need it. Okay, you're entering into a new environment. There's change that has to take place, adjustments that have to be made. But you can do it, right? Because he wouldn't call you to a place that and not prepare space for you and not have you to be able to exist in it. So it's okay, right? So it's going to take some adjustment, and just lean and trust on the Most High. Know that he got your back in everything that you do in your journey, right? And so if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so that you can be notified when new videos are posted, and also click that like button, right? And so and so that's all that we have for today. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If you made it to the end of this video, we're sending you so much love, right? Thank you so much for your support. And we will see you next time. Bye. Are you ready to repatriate to Ghana with ease? If so, go to JezreelResourceManagement.com and check out our repatriation packages, and we can't wait to see you there.